What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah. And today, I asked how things would be exceeded from the moment of Extraordinary Life with Elijah graphic reveal. Well, God has a good way of blowing minds. You see, his glory increases into glory. And so that means that the next demonstration of his goodness and glory is going to surpass his last one. But in the moment of him revealing his glory, it's the pinnacle. You tracking? It's the pinnacle. And so there's this experience that I have over and over and over that says, this is it. God's glory will never be surpassed. This is his pinnacle. I don't know how to go forward here. I could die right now, and this would be enough for me. God is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than I can think, ask, or imagine. Today, Izzy is my extra, and I am the ordinary. Izzy, yesterday was such a mind-blowing experience. I told you I will tell this story for the rest of my life. It was such a beautiful encounter in relationship and connection, in mutual encouragement and hope. Much of what we experienced in that day together will stay in that moment shared between you and I. The rest of the world, they're not going to understand what we experienced. And to a large degree, I'm glad, because that helps to make the moment that much more meaningful, that much more rich, that much more beautiful in my mind. But the story of what we experienced together is a contagious revelation of what hope and goodness looks like in the world when people courageously pursue one another in vulnerability, trust, and authenticity. Fam, on Friday, March 13th, I just got done showing some clients a property out in Belgrade. I had a stacked schedule of things. I was making phone calls on the road with a hands-free kit. I was being safe, but I was maximizing my time on the road. So many things going on. And when I pulled up on 19th, just in front of Costco, I stopped at the light that's right outside of this rest stop. And as I looked around, as I was on my phone, I looked to the right and I saw my friend Izzy in her car. Izzy was in the midst of some very difficult emotions and was crying super hard in her car. She was just back of my car, so I had to look back across the passenger seat in order to see her. So I started waving and honking my horn. Hey, how are you? And we made eye contact, and Izzy waved me off and mouthed, I'm okay, but I continued to pursue her. I kept pointing back and forth and mouthing, do you want to talk? We can talk. Do you want to talk? Meantime, I was on the phone with a banker and I just threw my headset in my lap. Like, it didn't matter anymore. I saw someone who was having a hard time, obviously having a very hard time. And all of my schedule, everything else that I had to do that day became irrelevant to the fact that there was someone whose body that was attempting to hold all of the sadness and all of the desires and all of the longing inside, was rebelling against the social control of appropriateness. And all of it was coming out to say, I need someone to help me. I need someone to come alongside of me and serve my needs. I remember Izzy pulled forward a little bit more and rolled down her window. I yelled through the window, hey, do you want to pull over in the Target parking lot and talk? And Izzy, you were so courageous to say, yes. I'm an absolute stranger. We didn't know each other from Adam, and yet you said, yes, I will pull over and talk to you. I started following Izzy into the parking lot, and I got back on the phone and told the banker, I'm sorry, we're done. There's somebody that needs help, somebody who needs love, and this is something that takes precedence over everything else. The banker graciously said, yeah, dude, absolutely, please go take care of them. I hope they're okay. We pulled up in the parking lot and I started talking to her through the window, but it was so cold, I was shivering all over. And so we decided to go over to the City Brew that's just off of 19th Street in Bozeman. We went in, she sat down, and I got some cups of coffee. We sat down and started talking about what was it inside that was causing a violent eruption of her emotions and causing such emotional heartache. And as we moved forward, I had one of the most amazing blessings I've ever received in my life. Izzy's dad passed away 6 months ago from cancer. As part of his life story, that he would hop trains every once in a while. And as a result, whenever Izzy comes to a railroad crossing and there's a train going by and she has to stop, it always reminds her of her dad. Earlier in the day, on March 13th, she had gotten stopped by a train in Belgrade, Montana. And as she sat there watching the train go by, she was reminded of her dad and that her dad had passed. And in the longing of her heart, that she longed for her dad to be able to be there, to be with her, to talk with her, and to sit with her and encourage her and tell her that she was gonna be okay and that she was loved. But all of those emotions of her dad's life being robbed by cancer all started coming back. And by the time she came to the stoplight parked just behind me, all of that tidal wave of emotion and the boil and the turmoil of all of those thoughts caught up with her. And as she relayed all of those longings, all of that grief to me, I received the blessing of being able to sit across from a beautiful young woman with such a bright future and realize that I had received the great honor of sitting in a chair on behalf of her dad to speak love to his daughter. As we hung out together, Izzy, I couldn't help but look forward in time and see my daughters in a future time, and that I long for there to be people in their lives to come alongside them in difficult times and to speak love and encouragement and comfort to them in their hour of need. And Izzy, I got to receive the incomprehensible blessing, the incomprehensible pleasure, the humbling honor of being able to sit in a chair on your dad's behalf and speak love and comfort and encouragement to you. You are far and above my extra. I have it's more. Everything that I have experienced up to this point in my life was superseded in that moment. Again, I can't calculate the odds of how Jesus pulled that off. Friends, in this time, as the coronavirus is spreading its threats far and wide all over the world, that its power and its might is going to strip our love, strip our joy, and that there's nothing we can do to stop it. In the midst of all of that I experienced a contagious hope with a total stranger who became my family. That the goodness of God to sit with my friend Izzy in the quietness of her heart at a railroad crossing, and to hear the groaning of her heart that she longed for the love of her father, and that death said, I took that from you, and you're gonna be alone and fearful, and there's gonna be no one to sit with you and to care for you unconditionally because he's gone. That all of that fear, all of those lies, all of that virus of fear that was getting into my friend's heart, that my Father in heaven, in his goodness, sat with her in that car and watched the cars go by and remembered her dad with her and heard the groanings of her heart and said, I'm gonna speak to that through Elijah. Elijah is going to be the ordinary expression of my love in this girl's life. And Izzy, oh man, you encouraged me so much. You gave me so much hope. You helped to heal my life's story so much. You are a powerful woman. You have so much to give the world. You're just getting started. The world hasn't yet seen everything that you were meant to do. They haven't seen yet this beautiful pictures that you're gonna paint in the history of mankind with the paintbrush of your life. And I'm so glad that I got the honor of coming alongside your life. Just getting to see the beauty. Just getting to say, girl, you have got it going on. You have such a destiny. You have such a purpose on your life. Why do I get to sit in this chair and tell you these things? Just so honored to sit with you. What an honor. And so in the midst of all of this fear, in the midst of all of the lies, in the midst of this sickness that says, man, I'm so contagious, I'm just gonna come up and rob your life. Yeah, I got a few words to say to you, and I'd say them if it wasn't for the fact that I really wanna make these family-friendly videos. Fam, in the midst of all of this craziness, I was infected with a contagious joy, with a contagious love that I'm gonna spread to the far reaches of the earth. And if Elon Musk keeps having successes in Torch X, maybe I'll take this love, hope, and joy to the far reaches of the galaxy. Sally on, Mr. Musk. I bless your efforts in expanding our reach and accomplishing the impossible. You are a crazy visionary, and you're my type of people. Love you, dude. Fam, in the midst of all of this panic, in the midst of all of the spin of news and social media and just the raw fear of the demonic that's behind this virus, I want to infect you with the contagious hope, joy, love, connection, and fulfillment that Izzy and I experienced on Friday the freaking 13th. Wow. Is that right? Ho, ho, ho. Suck that, Friday the 13th. I just redeemed you as a day of hope. You ain't a bad luck day. Whew. I'm claiming Friday the 13th as the best day to hang out on. That is a stinking supernaturally blessed day. What in the world? So if you subscribe to what I'm doing here, I'm totally overdriving my levels. I got all ramped up. Hopefully the audio's okay on this. God's looking for a perfected heart, not perfected videos. If you subscribe to what I am doing, hit the button, hit it, and then get it. Infect some people with some hope, joy, and love. Hit the bell as well so that you get notified with the new content. And if you loved this video, hit the thumbs down button. You know what to do. I pray blessings on your days. I love you lots, and I will see you in the next video.